Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we are tackling one of your requests about AI tools for creative projects.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and this one's going global.
I like it.
So you shared a YouTube video with us, and it's titled Best AI Tool to Create Viral Amazon KDP Coloring Books and Turn Your Creativity into Cash.
Catchy.
It is catchy, right? And it's from a channel called JDVM Tech Tutorials. But get this,
What's that?
the whole thing is in Hindi.
Wow, that is so cool. I mean, that's incredible to see this kind of tech adoption happening all over the world, right? It's not just Silicon Valley anymore.
Exactly.
This video is a perfect example of how these AI tools are becoming accessible to a much wider audience.
I love it. So let's unpack what this tool actually does. The video demonstrates a website that uses AI to turn any image into a coloring book page.
Oh, cool.
And it's not just basic outlines.
Right.
You can actually customize the level of detail.
Oh, wow.
So you have a lot of control over what the final product looks like.
Yeah, and what I think is really interesting is that the video highlights some very specific ways that people might use this, like turning photos of their kids or pets or family members, into these really personalized coloring pages.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the possibilities for like unique gifts or keepsakes.
I love that idea.
Totally.
The video even suggests using it for school projects,
Oh, cool.
like classmates coloring pictures of each other.
oh.
It's a fun way to combine, technology with that classic creative activity.
Yeah, it really speaks to that potential for AI to enhance those person-to-person connections
Right.
and make creative expression more personal.
I like it. Okay, so walk me through how this works. You upload an image, and then what?
All right, so then you've got options.
Yeah.
The site lets you decide how much detail you want to preserve,
Okay.
especially like facial features.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about simplifying the image, it's about giving you artistic control.
Oh.
So you want a more stylized look, you can adjust that. You want to remove the background entirely. Done. They even have this upscaling feature for premium users, so you can increase the resolution of your image and get this super crisp coloring page.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
And I love that they give you the option to create multiple variations of the coloring page.
Yeah.
From a single image.
That's a key feature for anyone who's looking to create something unique.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the flexibility of this tool, It's not just about replicating the image, it's about generating new artistic interpretations.
And according to the video, all of this happens within seconds.
Oh, yeah.
No more spending hours tracing outlines by hand.
Talk about efficiency.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I find especially intriguing is that it's not limited to photos.
Oh, really?
The video mentions that you can also create coloring pages from text prompts.
What?
Hold on. So if I can describe it,
Yeah.
this AI can turn my words into a colorable image.
Exactly. Think about the creative potential there. It's no longer just about visual references. You can literally bring your imagination to life in a coloring book format.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say you're not feeling super creative or just need a quick option.
Yeah.
The video mentions that the website also has a library of pre-made coloring pages.
That's smart. That's
Yeah.
smart from a business perspective, It expands their target audience and it caters to those who might not have the time or the inclination to create their own custom designs.
Right.
And that leads us to the topic of monetization,
Yes.
which the video emphasizes heavily.
The creator really pushes the idea of selling these coloring books on platforms like Amazon KDP.
Interesting.
They make it sound super easy to turn this into a side hustle or even a full-blown business.
It is fascinating to consider the economic implications here.
Mhm.
On the one hand, this tool could totally empower individuals to generate income from their creativity.
Right.
But could this also lead to market saturation? Could it even make it harder for professional artists to compete?
That's a really good point. And speaking of potential drawbacks, let's talk about privacy.
Okay.
This is where things get a little tricky.
Yeah. Privacy is a crucial consideration, especially when we're dealing with user-generated content and AI. It's important to understand the platform's policies and how your data might be used.
The video explains that by default, any image uploaded to the website becomes part of their public gallery. So if you're using a personal photo, anyone on the internet could potentially see it.
That's definitely something to be aware of. Transparency about data usage and user control over their content is paramount in these situations.
Right.
It's crucial for users to be informed about what they're agreeing to when using a platform like this.
Fortunately, the video does mention that paid users have the option to keep their creations private.
Okay.
So there's that.
Offering different levels of privacy based on subscription tiers is a common practice.
Yeah.
But it does raise questions about accessibility and whether basic privacy should be a standard feature for everyone, regardless of their budget.
Yeah. And regardless of your membership status, you can always delete your creations to remove them from the public gallery.
I see.
So at least there's some control over the lifespan of your content on the platform.
That element of control is essential.
Right.
Users should have the right to manage their own data and remove it from the platform as they see fit.
Yeah.
But it also raises the question of, how that data might be used even after it's supposedly deleted. Do they retain any of it? For how long? These are all questions worth considering.
This is a lot to unpack. We've got the creative potential, the business opportunities, and now these privacy concerns.
Yeah.
It's clear that this tool has a lot of different angles.
Yeah.
So from your perspective, where does this all fit into the bigger picture of AI and creativity?
What strikes me is how this really exemplifies the increasing accessibility and user-friendliness of AI tools.
Okay.
Remember, we're looking at a Hindi language video here.
Right.
So this technology is clearly resonating with a diverse global audience.
Yeah.
The barriers to entry are being lowered, which is exciting, but also presents these new challenges.
So is this ultimately a good thing or a bad thing for the creative industries?
It's not that simple. It's more nuanced than that. On one hand, you could argue that this democratizes art creation.
Sure.
Someone who might not have the traditional artistic skills or resources to create these detailed drawings can now produce these beautiful coloring pages with the help of AI.
So there's an element of empowerment here.
Absolutely. This tool could open doors for individuals who might have felt excluded from the creative world in the past.
Well said, but before we wrap things up, I want to circle back to the video's emphasis on turning this into a business. What advice would you give to someone who's thinking about using this AI tool to create and sell coloring books?
Great question, first and foremost. I'd say don't underestimate the importance of market research. Understand your target audience, identify their needs and interests, and create products that cater to those specific desires.
Don't just jump on the bandwagon of whatever's trending at the moment.
Exactly. It's important to find your niche and develop a unique style that sets you apart from the competition. And remember, creating the coloring book is only the first step you also need to market and promote your product effectively.
Any tips on that front?
Social media is your friend. Utilize platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest to showcase your work, engage with potential customers, and build a community around your brand. Consider running ads to reach a wider audience, and don't be afraid to collaborate with other creators or influencers in your space.
Those are great tips, and I think it's important to remember that building a successful business takes time, effort, and a lot of learning along the way. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight.
Persistence is key. And don't be afraid to experiment and try new things. The world of AI is constantly evolving. So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay creative.